And I'm very pleased to have on the line with me John Zoller. He is the executive producer of Exhibition Hub, a curator and distributor of world-renowned immersive exhibitions. He's honed his unique skills of production, visual art, and set design for more than 25 years while working in the museums, entertainment, retail, and attractions, theme parks industries through his own immersive design firm, KRE8 360. It specializes in creating story-driven, traveling immersion experiences, and he's contributed to creating and overseeing multiple immersive experimental environments, including Titanic, Jurassic World, Bodies, the exhibition, Star Trek, and so many things. But right now, what has stomped into Denver is Dinos Alive, and I wanted to talk with John about that. John, welcome.
Thank you, Kim. Great to be back on the show. Always love getting a chance to talk to you.
Same here. And John, I had the great delight to go to Dinos Alive over the Thanksgiving holiday. And it was great. And it was just really fun for all ages. I know that the little ones could be a little bit scared, but in fact, I heard a 3-year-old say, I was a little scared, but I was brave. But it was just absolutely a delight to step out of, all of the hustle and bustle of the holidays and all of the stuff in the political climate. And it was really a delight. So tell us the inspiration for Dinos Alive.
So, you mentioned I created the Jurassic World experience that's been traveling. I've actually created quite a few dinosaur shows. And I always felt one of the things that it needed more of was that level of immersion that's so central to what I do. And with Dinos Alive, what we wanted to do was we wanted to take you back in time, both with the scenery and with the lighting, so you really felt like you were immersed in the Mesozoic jungle. And then we wanted to overlay, as we always do, those great technological elements. So it came from all this research and time I spent working with paleontologists, but also the more recent work I've done with advanced technology, saying, how do we bring these two worlds together? And I think Dinos Alive really does that. And you're right, it is such a great way during the holidays to get away from it all, let the kids get their zoomies out too, have some fun and excitement, but also a lot of scientific learning.
Well, and because we had all age groups, that meant that I couldn't really stop and read everything the way I would like to. So the time frame can be shorter depending on the children's ages. But yet there was someone there with, it appeared to me to be, it would have been probably a middle-aged person with their parent who was in a wheelchair. And they were so enjoying the whole thing as well. And I just stepped back and I thought, it's pretty remarkable, John, when you can put something in place that you can have a 2-year-old enjoy it, and yet you can have someone in their 80s enjoy it. That's a pretty amazing feat to make something like that happen, John Zoller.
Oh, well, thanks so much, Kim. I mean, we did create Dinos Alive with the intention of it being for all ages. I do see, I see a lot of 20-something couples in there who might be on a date, which is pretty fun. You definitely see your families with parents and children. And you do see a lot of grandparents and grandchildren as well. So it really does appeal across the ages. And I think that is a testament also to the fact that no matter what we think about it, we all love dinosaurs. They're the most incredible creatures that ever lived on the planet. And they seem like mythological beasts, but they actually were real and actually were here for almost 200 million years. So it really is something that kind of takes your breath away. And we do try to communicate that through Dinos Alive, both with that intro video where you meet Professor Epoch, who brings you into the scene as you go through and you get to dive to the undersea ocean and swim with the plesiosaurs. And then the walking VR at the end is a really nice journey through all the eras of the Mesozoic, all the periods of the Mesozoic, where you encounter dinosaurs really up close and personal in a very powerful way. The animatronic dinosaurs are certainly exciting, and there's so much movement, but that virtual reality element takes it to another level.
Well, it really does. And there's a lot going on with the whole exhibit. So when you walk in, there's a couple of different, I guess there's like a dinosaur slide. So there's all kinds of little kids, that's going up and down that.
It's really fun. You slide down the tail of a sauropod or out of the T-Rex's mouth. It's really fun.
And so that's great. And then I love the excavation, little excavation boxes. The kids really I saw all kinds of kids around that. And that's really a great idea. So tell us just a little bit more about that.
Sure. So, it's based on a fossil, a Velociraptor fossil that was discovered. And it's essentially a layer of sand, and we give the kids of any age the little tools and instruct them to, how you would clean up how you would do your own excavation at a dig site. And in that way, you get that little experience of being a mini paleontologist, and also having that feeling of discovery as you discover the fossil underneath the dig pit.
Well, and I saw parents having to pull their kids away from that, saying, "Hey, it's time to go," and the kids wanted to stay. Now, another thing that just cracked me up, and that is you can buy tickets to ride the dinosaurs, and that's pretty cool. So tell us a little bit. I think there's 3 different dinosaurs that little kids could ride.
Well, it's funny when you were saying at the beginning that you heard somebody say, the 3-year-old was saying, I was scared, but I was brave. I thought he was going to say, I was scared, but then I got to ride a dinosaur. Because I'll tell you, having done this for a long time, if you want to know what the definition of happiness or bliss is, it's seeing a child's face when they're riding a dinosaur. And it's kind of a lot to put these rides together and get them in place. And it's something that other dinosaur experiences don't always do, but it's something I always want to include because it's kind of like it's a payoff where you've been encountering these creatures throughout the time you've been there, giant dinosaurs, small dinosaurs. You get to know them a little bit, and then you get to tame one, or you get to make one your pet. And it's this really cool connection that kids have with dinosaurs already gets amplified because of that ability to sit on this dinosaur that you're in control of, that's riding around.
And it's pretty cool as well. So I think one of the things that's so important about the exhibit is you combine education and fun. And another fun thing, and kids were lined up and did it several times, was this race against a dinosaur. So tell us a little bit about that.
So that is a really fun element. And we all these experiences we do try to create. I try to make it so that you're immersed and you're totally focused on this experience. So all that other science info and all other info that we want the kids to learn pours into them in sort of this effortless way. But with the race the dinosaur, you get to line up, you hit the button, and you run as a dinosaur runs next to you. You can pick 3 levels, beginning, intermediate, and expert, and then you can see if you can beat the dinosaur. Some of these dinosaurs, like the Velociraptors, could run at over 35 miles an hour. So it'd be hard for us to actually beat a Velociraptor. But if you set it at the intermediate setting and you beat the dinosaur, it comes back. It's projection based, so the dinosaur then comes back with its head hung low and is all sad that you won. But when the dinosaur beats you, it's also celebrating as it's coming back. It is a lot of fun, and it's just a great way to have that physical interactivity in a space when you're creating exhibits. But you have to be indoors. You want to get out of the weather, or just give the kids a chance to all that excitement around dinosaurs, get it out some way in the exhibit. It's a great place to do it.
Well, it really is, and kids have a lot of energy, and when to do something like this, it's really important. So I know that you have exhibits all over the country, if not all over the world. Where is there other Dinos Alive exhibits, or is this the only one?
So we've got our exhibit in Denver. We also are currently about to open in San Diego. And we have a dinosaur exhibit in Montreal right now. So plus others, if I think about it, we've got a couple in Europe, and we're also in Perth, Australia. So dinosaurs did roam the planet when they were around, and thanks to Dinos Alive, they're continuing to roam the planet.
Well, we're going to continue the discussion with John Zoller, who is the executive producer of Exhibition Hub and Dinos Alive, which has stomped into Denver at the beginning of November. And we get to have these conversations because of our sponsors.